Hello, hello. Come on in, everyone. Say hello when you get here. This is Jen with Jen's Den Art, and I'm here today to share a painting with all of you and have some fun and just have some chat time with you to let you know a few things that have been going on. Come on in, come on in. So, I have it on the screen somewhere. I am starting today with a 6x12 piece of board. This is actually just a piece of board that was hanging around in our shop. And I was like, you know what? I need to paint on that. So come on in, say hello. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Miss Ellen. I'm just doing a quick live today. We're going to do a little painting and we're going to talk about the membership that is open now. The VIP membership is open now, and I did not clean my water out. I'm going to actually use this dirty water, so don't make fun of me. And we're going to paint a church today. I am going to have some fun with y'all and paint. I've actually painted this church a few times before, maybe like years ago. But I'm going to paint it again today because y'all know I have an Etsy shop, and my Etsy shop is starting to get really popular right now. Everybody's starting to shop for Christmas and stuff like that. And so a lot of my items on my Etsy shop are listings that I've taken a picture of the painting from a previous painting that I've actually done. And I don't have that painting anymore. Hey, Ann. Hi, Linda. Hello. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Charlotte. So glad y'all are here. And I don't have that painting anymore, but I still sell the listing. And so when somebody orders the listing, I have to recreate the item. And so today is one of those days. I haven't been doing Etsy orders that much at all lately. But usually at this time of the year, they start coming in and people are starting to order gifts and stuff. So it's a lot of fun to spend some time painting all those cute little items that everybody wants to give as gifts. Hey, Miss Pat. Hey, Reba. Hello, Mary Jo Walker from Fort Myers. So glad you're here, my friend. All right, so we're just gonna have some fun today painting. I think I have, let me see if I can make this video show up. You can actually see the photo. Yeah, there it is. Let's see if I can get it to show up on the screen for y'all. I don't know why it's not showing up. Give me just 1 second. Should be showing up. Let's try that again. Oh, it's not showing up, is it? I do not know why it's not showing up. So let me try to show it to you another way. I'm going to add it to my overlay so y'all can see what it is that we are working on. And then I'll just pop it in and out every once in a while. Okay, here it is. Here it's coming. It's coming. There it is. Okay, so that is the church that we are painting. And what you see there in that photo is actually, it's a board just like this. Okay, it's just a 6x12 board. And then after I finish painting it, Michael takes it to his shop and he frames it. I actually distress the wood with, I'm going to show you how to do that. I actually distress the wood with just some white acrylic paint, and it makes the cutest little gift. And so it's not a big item. It's super small, but what I'm going to do, oops, I just took us out of focus, didn't I? What I'm going to do, let me see if I can get us back in. Well, today is, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna try this. I'm not sure what's going on today with the video, but we're gonna try this today and see if, oh, you see how it's making, I don't know why it's doing that. We're gonna do this, It's gonna be okay, I promise. There's always some kind of issues every time I come live. Never ever fails. All right, so let's see if I can get us started. So what I did first on this board that you see right here is I actually painted it with some brown paint. That's all I did. I just painted it already with some brown paint. And the brown paint that I'm using is like, I've been having this stuff forever. It's called Artist Fluid Acrylics, and it is a raw umber. Okay, so that's what I was doing when I decided to go live with y'all. And I took this paint, this brown paint, and I'm just, now it is a fluid acrylic, so it's like, it's very thin. And what I'm doing is I'm just putting that as the base layer. And what that's going to do is once I start distressing it and sanding it, you're going to be able to see that dark color through it. So it's kind of like we're going to antique it later. Okay, so that's how we're going to start that. I'm just going to go ahead and finish putting all of that on there. I'm not even going to do the back because this is just a one-sided painting. It's not a two-sided painting, and it's going to be framed. So the sides don't even matter either. Okay, so you can see, isn't that a pretty color? I like it a lot. All right, so most of it is dry. I'm just passing a second coat on it real quick. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, I'm glad y'all can see me today on the screen because, I don't know, sometimes the screens just go crazy for me. All right, I'm going to start with some titanium white, and I'm going to use a palette knife. So I'm going to take some of my titanium white, and I'm going to put it on my, this is just a little paint palette that I have here. And I'm also going to use some cobalt blue. Very, very little. I do not need a lot at all because you see how strong that blue is. But the blue that I have in the painting is not nearly as strong as that. So I want to make sure that I don't use it to that, that level. So I'm going to take just a little bit of that blue and I'm going to make it a little bit, you know, like a really, really light blue. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit and see if y'all can still see me. Okay, so I'm going to mix that together. And I want a lot of white as well. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take that color and I'm going to start bringing it on my board. Let me see if I can see the comments. I see we have some comments. Oh, hey, y'all. Hey, Miss Shirley. Hey, Cordelia. You think I should know how to say your name by now, right? Cordelia. I know you're always on here watching me, and I so appreciate that. So I'm going to need some more white paint here. I'm just going to keep adding this layer here. Hello, Miss Robin. I'm so glad y'all are all here today. Happy Labor Day, by the way. Are y'all all off of work? If you do work, did you have the day off? Today is a good day. It's a pretty day here in Louisiana. Today's a good day to have a good Labor Day holiday. Anybody celebrating? All right, this is really fun. I really like working with a palette knife here. You can see how it's just, I'm staying really loose with it. And I'm just adding a little bit of that blue and that white in there. Just a little bit more right here. I'm not going to cover it completely. I'm going to leave some of that brown showing through. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do for my first layer. I'm going to leave this right here. Hello, Miss Elaine from North Carolina. Thank you for sprinkling. Hi, Kim. Hello, Miss Janet. Hello, Miss Carol and Miss Shirley. Yay, I'm so glad y'all are here today. Let me see if I can make my screen. Yeah, let's try this. So y'all can still see me a little bit and what I'm doing. And no, that's about all I can do. Okay, that'll have to do. I actually use in this painting, I'm going to show y'all now that I'm going to draw this a little bit while we're talking. I actually use a little bit of metallic gold in this one. So I will definitely show you the process for that as well. If I even have metallic gold, I'm going to have to look through my stash and see what I have. I am going to be using a lot of white, like I just did. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of green. Just any color green that you have will work. Okay, we're going to put a wreath on it, so we're going to have a little bit of green and red. And black, of course. And then that's probably it. There's not a lot of colors in this at all. So let me turn this off because I know that's driving y'all crazy. So this piece is, I make it in two different forms. Some people like it for a Christmas gift, and some people like it for just like a religious gift and for it to be all year round. So all you have to do, if you want it for just a gift that's it's not Christmas, just don't put the wreath on it, right? Just put like a window there or something, and then that would work out much better. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take, I love to draw with a paintbrush. So I'm going to take a paintbrush and I'm going to I put a bunch of white paint on my palette. Then I'm going to take some black. And then I'm going to put my green here as well. This is just I'm just trying to use up this green here. It's called Sap Green Permanent. It's from Liquitex. It's got a really pretty green hue to it. It's got a little bit of a bluish color, I guess, to it. Okay, and so what I'm going to do here is, yeah, that's a really pretty green. I'm going to take a liner brush and I'm going to make like just a really loose consistency of like a gray, really. And I'm going to use that to just draw my whole thing out. So where I'm going to start is I'm going to say, all right, this is going to be my horizon about right here. Now my paint's still wet, but that's okay. I'm just going to go with it. This is going to be about where the church ends. And I'm going to have that little sidewalk area come right here. Okay, my main concern is I want to make sure that I can still have the cross show up here and have the whole steeple. So that's what I'm going to focus on first. I'm going to make sure that that line that I have enough room for a cross. So my cross is going to go up here. Then I'm going to work my way down. And this is going to be pretty much in the center. I'm going to have a steeple right here, which is just like almost like a triangle. And then I'm going to go out to the right and to the left. Make kind of like some little wings. And then I'm going to make a straight line almost all the way across. with a little slant right there. So this is a straight line, and then this kind of angles out. Okay, then I'm going to go all the way down. And when I say all the way down, I mean all the way down as straight as you can. And then again, where this angle starts right here, I'm going to go all the way down. I'm holding my pinky on the side of the board to keep my hand from shaking. And then I'm going to go all the way down. I know you can hardly see it. Let me see if I can make it a little darker. Now everything is still completely wet, so I'm working wet on wet, and that's why it's not showing so much. Okay, then about this high up, I'm going to make my side of the church go off. And then that is going to come down. Let's just go off right there too. Okay, we're going to have the edge of the church is going to come all the way down there. And then on this side, now it's a little bit, the perspective is a little bit off here. So we're going to make this side come a little bit lower. It's going to start a little bit lower because it's kind of like shifted to the side here. So we're going to have that perspective that's going to be about right there. And I think I'm going to go a little bit further out this way, right there. Okay. So that's kind of where we're going with this. And then I'm just going to start bringing in a little bit of color so you can actually see what I have going here. This is the steeple. And this area right here is going to be, let me see if y'all can see that okay. This area right here is going to be, it's going to have a little bit of a slant to it. I'm just playing around. I'm just drawing right now. That's all I'm doing is drawing. Okay. So once I get all of that done, this side is going to have a window here. And then I'm also going to have a window here. I'm just placing everything on here right now. You know what? I think I'm going to mess it up. So just give me a minute because I went a little bit too off to the right. I'm going to make this steeple come out a little bit further. And I'm going to make this come down a little bit further. So everything's I'm pushing everything over. This is going to come a little bit further. That's going to come a little bit further. And watch how easy it is to fill all of those little mistakes that I made. All right, let's push this over. Let me do this. I'm going to take some white. I'm pushing everything over a little bit because it was all a little bit too far. Let me get rid of that line. A little bit too far to the right. Okay, all of this in here is going to be white. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm getting rid of that blue and I'm bringing that white in here. Now this is still only, one of the layers of many layers that we have to do, but I'm just using a paintbrush, putting just white paint on it. Let's go ahead and hide that too. We're going to make this thinner. I'm just pushing everything over. And with the blue, I'm going to hide this right up there. All right, you see how I pushed all that over? Let's also do this. I'm basically just redrawing it. Let's make this come down just a little bit more. And then this area is going to be darker. Now I'm working wet on wet, meaning that the wet paint underneath is mixing in with the wet paint that I'm putting on. And I want that to happen. That's actually what I want to happen. So it's actually okay. Let's make this come back right there. Okay, perfect. And then we're going to bring this back down just about right there. All right, let's start making our specifics in here. I'm going to take this palette knife and I'm just going to use this white paint. And I'm going to start taking that white paint. I'm going to start moving it in a horizontal direction inside the church. And what that's going to do is that's going to give me, it's going to give the illusion of wood planks that are horizontal, old wood planks that are horizontal, okay? Can you see them? When I pull that that palette knife like that, you can see how I don't want the blue to show anymore. I'm trying to hide the blue. So I'm going kind of thick on top of it. And I'm making it look like some wood planks just by moving my palette knife in that horizontal direction. And then I'm going to continue that on this steeple here. And I want to cover up all of that blue. And because this side, let me make this a little more. Because this side is showing, it's actually the side of the church. We're going to go a little bit darker. We're going to use a little bit of the gray. We're going to make a gray with the white and black. That's kind of dark. Let's pull some of that back. Let's add some more white. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm just going to pull. But I'm going to pull down a little bit. You see how I'm pulling down? And that's going to be a little bit gray, because it's kind of like on the side, it's got a little shadow. And I'm going to make this side have a little bit of a shadow too. Okay, so I'm going to go with a little bit of gray. Then I'm going to take the side of my palette knife and I'm going to dip it in the black. I'm just going to make a line of black on the side of my palette knife. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to put that line right down those edges. Not necessarily connecting, but just so the design is kind of outlined. See how it's outlining everything? I'm going to put one right here, one right there. Just a little bit of an outline there. Let's do the rooftop. And then again right here. A little bit right there. And then let's see what this is going to look like. We're going to have to play with this one a little bit up here. I'm going to make that steeple. This is very, very impressionistic, okay? We're keeping it like super, super loose. We don't want it to be too perfect. That takes away from the beauty of it, in my opinion. And I'm going to take my paintbrush and just kind of take that white and blue that's still on the paintbrush. I'm just going to kind of cover up some of that right there. I have a lot of paint. Y'all see how much paint I have on my paintbrush there? I don't know if y'all can see that. There's like a lot. I don't think y'all can see it. Okay. And then down here, I don't have the picture up anymore, so I'm going to play around with this. I'm going to take this green and I'm going to mix a little bit of the gray in it because I want kind of like a greenish gray. I want a muted green, and that's a little bit too muted. That's a little bit too gray. So let's pull in a little bit more green. And I'm going to just kind of touch and make some bushes. See how I'm just tapping? Just tapping. Have a bunch of paint on my brush. This is how you learn to be loose. You use a paintbrush that's too big for your area, and you load on the paint. And I'm going to make like a little tree right here. I'm going to add a little fun to it. Let's do like a little tree just to kind of balance it off. Just put like a little tree right there. Okay, and then I'm going to take that same paintbrush and I'm going to put more gray on it. And I'm just going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to move it back and forth. And I'm going to make my little walkway all the way down, like my little path, and make it go like off the page, off the canvas. Isn't this fun? Y'all, this is one of my favorite paintings to do. It's actually, I've been painting for about 8 years, and this painting right here is one of my first paintings that I've ever done, and it's probably one of my most popular paintings that I've ever done that people continue to ask me to paint. So I think it's a lot of fun to do this one, and I'm going to see if I can zoom in just a little bit more for y'all. I don't want it to lose focus. But it's so much fun. I've painted this painting before live with y'all. I know I have. But I have a lot more followers now than I did then. And there's so much content that I've created years ago that nobody even knows existed. So I'm like, you know what? I think this would be a fun one to do with everybody today. And let y'all see, like, this tutorial is in the online classroom. We call where we have the library of all the paintings, we call it the online classroom. We have over 370 tutorials in there now. Over 370 plus we have about 45 New Technique Wednesday tutorials where we do all kinds of different techniques from molding paste to using tin foil to make your backgrounds. We do all kind of fun stuff like that. We have 3 courses of Acrylic 101. And the first course of Acrylic 101 was 30 days long. And so it has a lot of information in it. But then the next course that I created of Acrylic 101 is 10 days of material. And it has some of the information from the first acrylic 101, but it also has additional information. So that's why I don't want to delete some of the acrylic 101s and just have one of them, because some of the acrylic 101s have some information that others do not. So they kind of overlap, and that's why I just leave them all in there. So you can find all kind of information from what paintbrushes I use or used to use, because some of the videos are like, 6 years old. And there's information in there, y'all. Like, there's so much information in there. You'll never get tired of finding stuff to paint or to watch, whatever it is you like to do. A lot of people just like to watch the videos and then do their own thing later. I know I do that. I'm a member of a membership where it's someone who paints better than me. Okay. It's someone who paints better than me. He's a world-renowned artist, and I know I'll never paint like him, but I really like what he does. His name is Jed Dorsey. Some of y'all might know who I'm talking about. So I'm a member of his painting group. I'm not an active member in the group. Like, I don't comment a lot or anything, but what I do is I take his membership videos with me to the gym. And when I go to the gym and I'm riding the bicycle in the gym, I'm watching the painting tutorials. And I learned so much. And so I come home and I'm like, oh, that was a great idea. I'm going to have to try that. So there's so many different ways to use the tutorials. You can stop and start them as many times as you want. You can rewind them. You can save them, watch them whenever. You have 24/7 access to all of them. So I just wanted to make sure you knew all of that while y'all are on here live. And my membership is open right now, by the way. So Connie says she took a week-long class from him. Yeah. Is that a bright brush? Yes, it is a bright brush. Do you know why it's a bright brush? All right, I'm gonna make my windows while we're talking. So to make my windows, I'm just using a liner brush, and I'm just making it pointed at the top, and then I'm coming down kind of curvy on the sides. And I'm gonna use some black paint. And remember, my paint is wet, so it's mixing, the paint colors are mixing with the white paint that's already on the board. It's mixing with the black, and it's making kind of like a gray, which is actually what I want it to do. So see how I'm taking my pinky and I'm giving myself support. I take my pinky and I'm making myself stop from shaking. Instead of just trying to be like up here loose, I'm giving myself a support. I'm putting my elbow down on the table, and I'm giving my pinky, I'm resting my pinky on the side of the board. And so it gives me a lot better control over what I'm doing. And that's why I like using long paintbrushes, long stems, because I can hold the paintbrush really far away and still have control over what I'm doing here. Okay, I need to go look at the picture real quick because I'm not sure what my church is supposed to look like. Okay, window at the top, door in the middle. Okay, got it. All right, big window at the top. Let's go in here and do a little bit too. Big window at the top up here. Really skinny. Okay, and I even have a little steeple right here. coming in. And then, I can't remember. I keep on losing my spot. Okay, that's where the wreath is going to go, and then I have the door. Gotcha. So I'm going to go with the door down here. This is super, super messy. Like all of the paint I'm using is super thick. It's like sour cream. So everything that I'm doing on this painting is coming out like layers. It's just like textury layers. I don't know if y'all can see that. You can see the, look, there you can. See the texture that's on here? That's another thing that makes your paintings just have so much fun in them. All right, so I'm going to go back to this bright brush for a little bit, and I'm going to make some more of that gray. And I'm going to make a few more bushes down here. That's not green at all. That was gray. I want it to be like a greenish gray. A little bit of white. I'm going to add a few more bushes down here. Okay, so I see something that I don't like, and I'm going to explain it to y'all because I'm going to explain my thought process. So right away, when I started adding this green down here, I want that green to pop, and it's not popping. The reason why it's not popping is because the color of my, my path is the same value, okay? It's the same darkness, or it's the same lightness, whatever you want to call it. And because they're the same exact value, one of the colors does not pop against the other one. So I am going to purposely make sure that I make the values of one of them be lighter than the other one. So let me find some, let me find my metallic gold. Y'all give me just a second. I just have to dig right here. Oh, this might be it right here. This one might work. No, this one's probably the better one. I don't use this very often, so I've shaken it up a lot because it's probably been sitting in there for like a year. So, do y'all use metallic gold a lot? All right, so there's my beautiful metallic gold. I'm gonna grab a clean palette knife. Here we go. I'm gonna grab a clean palette knife and I'm gonna hold it up so y'all can see better. I'm gonna take the end of the palette knife and I'm gonna make a cross. I'm just gonna touch and touch. Okay, and then I'm gonna come down here with this palette knife and I'm gonna touch and add a little bit of this metallic in here. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I added some in here as well. I don't want green on it, I just want metallic. So I'm gonna add some of that on the sides. And if you put too much, it's okay. Just take a little bit of white and kind of like go back over it. Right? All right, I still don't like this pathway. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of this metallic and see if I can like change the color of the pathway just a little bit with like more of a brownish. I'm using the metallic as like the brown. Yeah, okay. So you see now how I changed the color of the pathway. And because I changed the color of the pathway, then you can kind of see the green a little bit better. It's popping a little bit more. Another option is make the green darker. So that's what I'm doing right now. And let's look at that. Let's see how that's gonna, if you make the green just a little bit darker and you make the path just a little bit lighter, then you can get that, you can get the contrast that you want for all of those colors to work together. Ooh, I like that. I like that dark green that I just added. I'm just going to play around with a little bit of it right here. I think it's really pretty. Okay, while I'm in this green, let's go ahead and get that wreath. I'm just going to tap. Now, the white is still wet, so it's going to pull a little bit of that white up. But I'm just going to tap in a big circle and make a big wreath. All right, it's coming together really, really well. And now, all right, what did I do with the windows? I'm gonna go back and look at it one more time. For some reason, my, okay, I see what I did. For some reason, my computer does not allow me to have, at the moment, both screens on. All right, I like the windows. Let's go in with this metallic. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in for y'all. All right, we're gonna go in with this metallic and we're gonna pull down into like a V and then come straight down. Let's make a doorknob. Let's put a little bit of fun up here. A little bit of metallic. Maybe even a little bit more on my cross up here. What else? What else? What else? Oh, the red. Do I have red around? Yes, I do. The red bow. All right, so I just need a teeny, teeny, teeny bit. And this bow is going to be a little difficult because everything's so wet, but we're going to do the best we can. I'm just going to take a big blob of red. Let's see if y'all can see that. I love this. And we're just going to kind of make a bow the best we can. Pull down a little bit of the ribbon. And I think that's it. I think we just did it. One other area that I might highlight a little bit more is a little bit white, a little bit more white on the windows, like come across with some window panes. A little bit on that area. Well, I think we got it. What do y'all think? I think we did it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Yay, Jilly. I'm so glad you like it. It actually came out a lot better than I expected it to. So, like I said, I've been painting this painting right here over and over. I've probably painted it like 30 times already. But you know, from the first time you paint something to the 30th time you paint something, it gets a little bit easier. And, you know, not everybody likes to paint the same thing over and over. But I do have a few favorites that I do like to paint over and over. My pumpkins, my little pumpkin shelf sitters, these. I'm painting a lot of these. I did a live on these last week. I think y'all saw me do these, or maybe the week before. I can't remember. I love painting these little pumpkins. I love painting my churches. There's just a few things that I love painting over and over, and those are some of them that I love to come on and share what I'm doing and working on. And I just want to see if we have any questions and remind you that I have a surprise. Today was supposed to be the last day that the membership is open, but I have extended it until September 4th because I saw on a couple of emails that I had sent out, I had a typo and I had September 4th on them. So I'm just going to go ahead and open it till September 4th, which is Wednesday. All right, so some of y'all were asking also about how does the membership work? So I'll explain to you how the membership works. You have the option of committing monthly and canceling anytime. After the month is over, you just don't pay anymore. You have the option of committing quarterly, which is pay every 3 months, which of course gives you a lower price per month if you pay for a longer period of time. Or you have the option of paying annually. And every time you go up in commitment, the price per month ends up being less and less. I think like the monthly is $37 a month. If you pay quarterly, it's like $32 a month and some change. And if you pay annually, it's like $29 a month and some change. So it just depends on what commitment you want to make to know exactly how much it's going to cost you. And whatever commitment you make, you're committed into that time frame, and then you can cancel anytime after that time frame is over. So what do you get? You get me live every week and Michael we do a new painting, which this is the painting we're working on this week. This is our new fall painting that it's called Fall Sunlight. This is a rough draft of it that I created a few days ago. And so we're going to be working on our fall painting. It's all acrylics. Most of the sizes that we do are 11 by 14. Some of them are 16 by 20s. You also get access to all of the pop-up paint parties that we've ever done. From the scarecrow to the old blue to the snowman in the window to the deer in the window. I have like about 12 or 13 pop-up paint parties. Anything that Jen's Den does, except the 6x6 challenge, is in the VIP Den membership. There's so much in there. We've been doing this since February 2020, and every week we've created new content since February 2020. So you do the math. We've got lots of good things in there. Beautiful paintings for you to try. We've got animals, farm animals, birds, landscapes, country. We have lots of barns. We have lots of cows. I'm a country girl, so I kind of lean towards that way. I don't know what else. We have it all. We have it all. We have flowers. We have things like that behind us. We have that one right there. This month, we're also doing this one. Excuse the way I'm dressed. I had no intentions of standing up, but I'm going to stand up anyway because I want to show y'all. In September, we are going to paint this one as well on a smaller scale. We're going to paint this in September. This is like a 20 by 24. This one's kind of big, but we're going to paint this one on a smaller scale on an 11 by 14. We're painting this one in September. Okay, that's another one that we're working on this week. Actually, we're painting this one. We just finished painting the pop-up paint party reversibles, which is here. You never run out of stuff to paint. Okay, this is the one that we just finished doing last week. We have this side, that's the fall side, and we have this side, that's the Christmas side. We did that. We don't normally do large pieces like this, but every once in a while we'll go crazy and we'll do something like that. And the fourth painting of September is going to be, what is it going to be? Oh, it's going to be a surprise. Yes, it's going to be a surprise. So we shall let you know what that's going to be. All right. So yes, if any of you have any questions, just let me know. You can email support@jinsdenart.com. We will be happy to help you and answer any of the questions that you have. And we want to thank you. Debbie, thank you for being here. Hi, Shari. Thank you for being here. Elizabeth, go upstairs and finish your Christmas side. All right, Kamala. Yes, Charlotte, very good question. I'm so glad you asked. Yes, you get templates. Not only do you get templates, you get to ask us to create a template for whatever size you want to paint the painting. So normally, over the last probably 6 months or so, I've kind of started settling into most of my paintings we paint are on 11 by 14s. So we definitely make a template for an 11 by 14. But if you want to paint that same painting on a 16 by 20 or an 18 by 24, just ask us and we will create the template for you and we'll enlarge it for you and we'll send it to you in a PDF format so that you can have it for whatever size you want to create. Okay, so that's a bonus for being a part because we actually create additional templates for you for free. Whatever you want. So yes. And if you can't find a template, you're looking for one and because sometimes I say, oh, you don't need a template for this one. It's too easy. Well, some people may not agree to that and they still want a template. So just ask and we will be more than happy to help you. Okay. All right. So yes, you do get templates. You get the color list, and a lot more fun. You get prayers at the end of the painting tutorials. Michael, my husband, is a mental health therapist. And he's also a 22-year combat veteran, and he is our prayer warrior. I always tell him he missed his calling. He should have been a preacher. But he loves to come on here and pray with us and give us support, and he's our background cheerleader. So can you sell your finished work? Yes, ma'am, you can. Yes, you can sell your finished work, and you can also use the designs to have your own in-person paint nights or paint parties or whatever you want to do. Just as long as you're a member, you have access to do all of that. Yep. Yes, Pastor Michael. Will there be a template and supply list available for this? In the membership, there is a template and supply list for this. All right, guys. Thank you. Oh, I guess I should put the link to the membership if y'all were interested, right? That might help. I think I have it in the comments at the top. jinsdenart.com. If you just go to jinsdenart.com, you will be able to find the link to, and I'm just going to show it real quick. If you just go to jinsdenart.com, you should be able to find the link to get into the membership, or at least like read all the Q&As and all the testimonials and just get an idea of what we're all about. We have a little over 400 in our VIP membership, and we have a little over 100 in our mini den, which is only one painting a month. And that one stays open all the time, so I don't really advertise for that one. The VIP membership opens and closes, and so we're open right now. And that's where you get the most bang for your buck, is right there. All right, guys, I am going to call it for now. I'll be back live later on this evening in the membership, and we will be painting with our sisters and misters. We do have a few men that are in the group that paint with us. We'll be painting this Fall Sunlight, I think is what I call that one, Fall Sunlight. We'll be painting that one tonight. All right, we'll see y'all later. Thanks so much for being here today. Y'all have a great Labor Day. Bye-bye.